The NFL is packed with thrilling moments, but sometimes the game takes a terrifying turn. Today, we're looking at the scariest injuries in NFL history that left fans and players in shock. From Chuck Hughes collapsing on the field due to a heart attack to Joe Theman's gruesome broken leg seen live on national TV, these moments changed the game forever.
Ooh. Oh, boy. That obviously did not look good.
Are you ready to relive the plays that made history for all the wrong reasons? Let's dive in. Rashad Johnson, severed finger. Rashad Johnson's rise to the NFL is an inspiring story of grit and determination. Growing up in Lrand, Alabama, Rashad loved sports and excelled in football, basketball, and track during high school. Football, however, was his true passion, and he quickly became a standout player. Despite his talent, big colleges didn't come calling, but Rashad wasn't one to give up. He decided to walk on at the University of Alabama, betting on himself boldly. Rashad's relentless work ethic paid off. By his junior year, he was the starting safety, earning respect as a leader and a game changer. His senior year solidified his status as one of college football's best, earning all SEC honors and serving as a team captain. In 2009, the Arizona Cardinals selected him in the third round of the NFL draft, where he quickly became a defensive star known for his smarts and toughness. Then came a moment that would shock the football world. On September 26, 2013, during a game against the New Orleans Saints, Rashad sprinted down the field on a punt return. In a freak accident, his left middle finger got caught between his helmet and the turf, severing the fingertip. When Rashad finally removed his glove on the sidelines, the damage was horrifying, blood everywhere and the bone exposed. Yet he stayed calm, a true professional. The injury stunned fans and players, a rare and brutal reminder of football's risks. Despite it all, Rashad's perseverance and love for the game never wavered, proving he was as tough mentally as he was physically. While Johnson's injury showcased the brutal reality of in-game accidents, another player's career would be forever changed. Destri Wright, dislocated ankle. Destri Wright was born on July 24, 1977, in Jackson, Mississippi. Destri was a football prodigy from the start. His talent on the field shone brightly through high school and earned him a scholarship to Jackson State University. There, he became a star running back, dazzling fans with his speed, agility, and game intelligence. By the time he graduated, his accolades and reputation as an All-American caught the attention of NFL scouts. In 1999, Wright was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 7th round and was determined to prove himself. Joining the team, he impressed coaches and teammates with his dedication and flashes of brilliance during training. Heading into the 2000 season, Wright was poised for a breakout year, ready to contribute to the Steelers' powerful running game. But sports, like life, can change in an instant. On November 12, 2000, during a game against the Dallas Cowboys, tragedy struck. While making a routine run, Wright's ankle twisted violently under the weight of a tackle. The dislocation was severe as his ankle was visibly out of place. Players and fans watched in stunned silence as medical staff rushed to stabilize him on the field. The injury was more than a painful setback. It was a career-defining moment. Multiple surgeries and tiring rehab awaited him, and the promising future he'd worked so hard for now hung in the balance. Wright's devastating ankle injury joins a long list of career-changing moments in NFL history, but perhaps none was more visually shocking than what occurred during Super Bowl 23. Tim Crumbry, twisted leg. Tim Crumbry's rise to NFL glory began in the small town of Mondovi, Wisconsin, where he was born in 1960. Growing up in a close-knit community, he fell in love with football. Fast forward to January 22, 1989, Super Bowl 23. The atmosphere at Miami's Joe Robbie Stadium was electric as millions tuned in to watch the Cincinnati Bengals face the San Francisco 49ers. For Crumbry, this was the moment he had worked his whole life for, a chance to shine on football's biggest stage. But fate had other plans. In the first quarter, as the Bengals' defense battled the 49ers' offense, Crumbry charged forward to tackle running back Roger Craig. Then, disaster struck. His foot got caught in the turf, and the momentum caused his leg to twist unnaturally. The result was horrifying, a compound fracture of both the tibia and fibula. Bones broke through the skin, leaving players and fans in stunned silence. The stadium, once roaring with excitement, fell deathly quiet. Medics rushed to the field as Crumbry lay there in agony, yet despite the unbearable pain, he remained composed. Was carefully taken off the field, leaving everyone wondering if his NFL career had just ended in an instant. But Crumbry wasn't done. What followed was a grueling rehabilitation process that would test even the toughest athlete. With an iron will and unshakable determination, he fought his way back, defying all odds. While Crumbry's injury shocked Super Bowl viewers in 1989, another devastating leg injury would occur 5 years later on another primetime NFL stage. Napoleon Macllum, knee injury. Napoleon Macllum's story is one of immense talent, hard work, and an unforgettable turn of events. Born in 1963 in Jefferson City, Missouri, Macllum was a natural athlete who excelled in multiple sports during high school, but football was his true calling. His skills earned him a spot at the United States Naval Academy, where he became a star. As a running back, Macllum smashed records, becoming the first NCAA player to rush over 1,000 yards in 3 seasons. In 1994, after balancing his Navy service and football, Macllum transitioned fully to the NFL as a Los Angeles Raider. He was a powerhouse on the field, known for his strength and agility. Then came September 5th, 1994, a Monday Night Football game against the San Francisco 49ers that would change everything. Late in the first quarter, Macllum received the ball, charging forward like he always did, but as 49ers linebacker Ken Norton Jr. tackled him, disaster struck. Macallum's knee bent unnaturally, a sight so horrifying that the crowd fell silent. Teammates and coaches froze as medical staff rushed to his side. The diagnosis was devastating. Macllum had completely hyperextended his knee, tearing 3 ligaments, damaging nerves, and rupturing an artery, a combination so severe it threatened his leg. He was rushed into emergency surgery to save it, with doctors racing against the clock to restore blood flow. Though surgeons succeeded, the damage ended Macallum's NFL career. The road to recovery was long and grueling, testing his strength in ways football never had. Though Macallum's career-ending knee injury was gruesome, it echoed another infamous Monday Night Football incident that had occurred nearly a decade earlier. Joe Theman, broken leg. Joe Theismann's NFL career was full of glory, and after joining the Washington Redskins in 1974, he became the face of the franchise, leading them to a Super Bowl win in 1982 and earning MVP honors. By 1985, Theismann was at the peak of his career, a 2-time Pro Bowler and one of the NFL's most respected quarterbacks. But football is a game of unpredictability. On November 18, 1985, during a Monday Night Football game against the New York Giants, the stage was set for a fierce rivalry. Midway through the second quarter, the Redskins attempted a flea flicker play, a tricky maneuver requiring perfect timing. Theismann, poised to throw, never saw what was coming. Giants linebacker Lawrence Taylor, known for his unmatched aggression, stormed through the line like a freight train. In a split second, Taylor collided with Theismann's leg, producing a gruesome, stomach-turning snap. The stadium fell silent as the quarterback lay on the field, his leg twisted unnaturally. Players and fans watched in horror, knowing they had just witnessed something devastating. Medical staff rushed in, confirming Theismann had suffered a compound fracture of his tibia and fibula. The injury ended his career and became one of the most infamous moments in NFL history. In a cruel twist of fate, exactly 33 years to the day after Theismann's career-ending injury, another Washington quarterback would face a similarly devastating leg break. Alex Smith, leg injury. On November 18, 2018, the Washington football team faced off against the Houston Texans in a game destined to be unforgettable, but not for the reasons fans expected. Quarterback Alex Smith was leading his team with confidence until disaster struck in the third quarter. As Smith dropped back to pass, defenders Kareem Jackson and J.J. Watt closed in fast. Their tackle was brutal, and the crowd watched in stunned silence as Smith's right leg twisted unnaturally under the impact. The result was horrifying, a compound fracture of his tibia and fibula, with the bone piercing through the skin. Fans, players, and even seasoned pros were shaken by the gruesome sight. Medical staff rushed to Smith's side, their urgency underscoring the severity of the injury. As he was carted off the field, the crowd erupted in applause, a show of support for the fallen quarterback. But the battle was just beginning. The injury required emergency surgery, but complications quickly arose. Smith developed necrotizing fasciitis, a rare and life-threatening infection. Over the next 9 months, he endured 17 surgeries to fight the infection and save his leg. At one point, amputation seemed inevitable, but Smith and his medical team refused to give up. Supported by his wife Elizabeth and family, Smith faced the grueling recovery with incredible resolve. He spent months in a wheelchair before painstakingly relearning how to walk. Against all odds, he made a comeback to the NFL, showing that even the toughest times can lead to amazing recoveries. While Smith's injury showcased modern medicine's ability to save a career, another NFL legend wasn't as fortunate when a seemingly routine tackle changed the course of sports history. Bo Jackson, hip injury. Bo Jackson's rise to sports superstardom is nothing short of legendary. Born in Bessemer, Alabama in 1962, Bo was one of 10 children, but his talent quickly set him apart. As a kid, he wasn't just good at sports, he was phenomenal. Baseball, football, you name it, Bo dominated them all. By 1987, he did the unthinkable, playing professional baseball and football. For the Kansas City Royals, he crushed towering home runs. For the Los Angeles Raiders, he bulldozed defenses. Fans couldn't get enough. But Bo's story took a shocking turn on January 13, 1991. During a Raiders playoff game, Bo sprinted down the field in his signature style, fast and unstoppable. But as Bengals linebacker Kevin Walker tackled him, Bo's hip twisted awkwardly. At first, it seemed like a minor injury. Bo even tried to walk off the field, but something was wrong. The news was devastating. Bo had dislocated his hip. Worse, the injury caused a rare condition called avascular necrosis. His hip bone was dying due to a lack of blood flow. Surgery couldn't undo the damage, and just like that, Bo's NFL career was over. Fans were heartbroken. Bo wasn't just a player, he was a phenomenon, a once-in-a-lifetime athlete. Though his football days were done, Bo's legacy as the ultimate dual-sport superstar remains unmatched. As Bo Jackson's injury led to the end of a dual-sport phenomenon, another devastating moment would remind fans of football's unforgiving nature. Johnny Knox, spinal setback. Johnny Knox's story is one of grit, talent, and heartbreak. Born on November 3, 1986 in Houston, Texas, Knox's journey to the NFL wasn't a straight shot. He honed his skills at Channelview High School before truly shining at Tyler Junior College. His big break came in the 2009 NFL Draft when the Chicago Bears picked him in the 5th round. As a late-round pick, expectations were low, but Knox wasted no time proving doubters wrong. In his rookie year, Knox caught 45 passes for 527 yards and 5 touchdowns, even earning a spot in the Pro Bowl as a return specialist. His speed and versatility made him a key weapon for the Bears, and his chemistry with quarterback Jay Cutler was electric. In 2010, he stepped up again, racking up 960 yards and 5 touchdowns. Knox's ability to deliver big plays was a game changer for Chicago, but everything changed on December 18, 2011, in a game against the Seattle Seahawks. What began as a routine play turned into a nightmare. Knox dove to recover a fumble, but collided violently with Seahawks defender Anthony Hargrove. The impact bent his body in a way no human body should move. The crowd at Soldier Field went silent as Knox lay motionless. The diagnosis was grim, a spinal injury. Emergency surgery stabilized his spine, but it was just the start of a grueling recovery. Knox endured months of painful rehab, battling nerve damage that made even walking a challenge. Though the game took away his playing days, it couldn't take away his fighting spirit, a legacy that inspires to this day. Knox's spinal injury echoed another tragic incident from 2 decades earlier when another promising defensive player's life changed in an instant. Dennis Byrd, spinal injury. Dennis Byrd's journey to the NFL is one of pure grit and unshakable passion. Born on October 31, 1966 in Oklahoma City, Byrd grew up in a family that valued hard work and sports. From an early age, his towering frame and athletic talent set him apart. With endless hours of practice and determination, he soon caught the attention of college scouts. In 1990, Byrd's life changed when the New York Jets picked him in the 2nd round of the NFL Draft. As the 38th overall pick, he entered the league with big expectations and didn't disappoint. Known for his aggressive play and ability to dominate opposing offenses, Byrd quickly became a key figure in the Jets' defense. By 1992, Byrd's career was soaring, and he seemed destined for greatness. But during a game against the Kansas City Chiefs, everything changed. It was a high-stakes November day at the Meadowlands, and Byrd was laser-focused on sacking the Chiefs' quarterback, Dave Krieg. In one fateful play, his relentless drive to succeed took a devastating turn. Charging toward Krieg, Byrd accidentally collided with his teammate, Scott Mercer. The impact was brutal, and the stadium went silent as both players fell to the turf. Byrd had suffered a fractured C5 vertebra, leaving him paralyzed from the neck down. Though Byrd's story highlighted football's dangers in 1992, another special teams tackle would lead to a life-altering injury in college football. Eric Lrand, paralysis. On October 16, 2010, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights clashed with the Army Black Knights at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. The game was intense, and the energy in the air was electric. Among the players was Eric Lrand, a passionate and tough defensive tackle for Rutgers, known for his love of the game. In the final moments of the game, with the score tied, Army was set to return a kickoff. Lrand, a key player on special teams, raced down the field, determined to stop the Army's returner, Malcolm Brown. As Lrand closed in on Brown, he lowered his head to make the tackle. The collision was brutal, hospital, and in that split second, Lrand's life changed forever. He lay motionless on the field, and the stadium went eerily quiet. The crowd held its breath as medical teams rushed to him. It quickly became clear that Lrand had suffered a severe spinal injury, fracturing 2 vertebrae in his neck. The seriousness of the injury hit everyone hard as he was carefully taken off the field. Lrand was rushed to Hackensack University Medical Center, where doctors prepared for the tough task of stabilizing his spine. The surgery to repair his neck was delicate and risky. His family was told the recovery would be long and uncertain, with no guarantees. Despite the devastating news, Lrand's spirit never wavered. His strength and positivity inspired not only his teammates, but also countless people around the world. His fight for recovery became a symbol of strength, showing the power of hope and determination even when the odds seemed impossible. Lrand's collegiate injury shared haunting similarities with an NFL incident from over a decade earlier. Reggie Brown, spinal cord injury. On December 21, 1997, the Detroit Lions were gearing up for a must-win game against the New York Jets at the Pontiac Silverdome. The excitement in the stadium was palpable, with fans on edge, knowing the game had playoff implications. Among the players was Reggie Brown, a rising star linebacker known for his quickness and skill. As the game went on, both teams battled fiercely. The Lions, determined to win, relied on Brown's defensive talent to keep the Jets' offense at bay. With the game nearing its final quarter, things took a tragic turn. The Jets quarterback threw a pass downfield, and Brown, always alert, rushed in to intercept it. The receiver caught the ball, and in the blink of an eye, Brown collided with him in a violent hit. What was once an intense game suddenly turned to horror as Brown collapsed to the ground, unmoving. The crowd's cheers faded into silence, replaced by gasps of shock and concern. Players from both teams gathered around as medical staff rushed to help. It was clear that this injury was serious. Brown lay motionless, and the game was paused as everyone anxiously waited for a sign of life. The medical team carefully stabilized Brown, placing him on a stretcher and rushing him off the field. The news soon spread that Brown had suffered a severe spinal cord injury, ending his football career and leaving his ability to walk in question. In the days that followed, support flooded in from across the NFL as the entire league came together to offer their prayers and encouragement. Brown's spinal injury in 1997 brought back memories of another tragic moment that had changed football forever. Daryl Stingley, paralysis. Daryl Stingley, born on September 18, 1951, in Chicago, Illinois, was a rising star in the NFL. Playing for the New England Patriots, he quickly became known for his speed and work ethic. By the late 1970s, Stingley's future in football looked incredibly bright, but everything changed on August 12, 1978, during a preseason game against the Oakland Raiders. As the Patriots' offense pushed forward, Stingley was ready to make a big play. He ran a crossing route to catch a pass from quarterback Steve Grogan, but just as the ball flew his way, he collided with Raiders safety Jack Tatum. The hit was brutal. Stingley fell to the ground, motionless. At that moment, it became clear how serious the injury was. 2 of his vertebrae were fractured, and his spinal cord was severely damaged. He was paralyzed from the chest down. The stadium fell silent as medics rushed to help, but it was too late. Stingley's promising career was over in an instant. The news of Stingley's injury rocked the NFL. Fans, players, and coaches were in shock. The reality of how dangerous the sport could be hit home, and Stingley now faced a long road to recovery, including intense rehabilitation. While Stingley's injury sparked crucial discussions about player safety, decades later, another on-field incident would unite the football world in concern. Demar Hamlin, cardiac arrest. Demar Hamlin's journey to the NFL is a story of perseverance and heart. Born in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania in 1998, he showed a love for football early on. After excelling at the University of Pittsburgh, Hamlin was drafted by the Buffalo Bills in 2021, starting his pro career with a lot of promise. By the 2023 season, he was making waves as a key player, earning recognition for his talent. The excitement was high for the Bills' game against the Cincinnati Bengals, but no one could have predicted what would happen next. Early in the second quarter, Hamlin made a routine tackle, but when he stood up, he suddenly collapsed. The stadium, once filled with cheering fans, fell silent as everyone realized something was wrong. Hamlin had suffered a cardiac arrest. Medical teams rushed to his aid, quickly performing CPR and using a defibrillator to restart his heart. The scene was shocking, as fans and players alike stood frozen, hoping for a miracle. The quick action of the medical staff likely saved his life, and soon Hamlin was rushed to the hospital. The game was suspended, but the focus was no longer on football. It was on Hamlin's recovery. Fans, teammates, and athletes from all over the world sent their support, and the outpouring of love was overwhelming. Though Hamlin's cardiac episode had a fortunate outcome thanks to modern medical response, it echoed football's darkest on-field moment from 1971. Chuck Hughes, heart attack. Chuck Hughes had everything to look forward to in professional football. Born in Philadelphia and driven by a love for the game, he made a name for himself as a standout wide receiver at Texas Western College, now the University of Texas at El Paso. His college records caught the attention of NFL scouts, leading to his 1967 draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. After 3 years with the Eagles, Hughes was traded to the Detroit Lions, where he quickly became known for his dedication and hard work. On October 24, 1971, Hughes played in a tense game against the Chicago Bears at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. With the game nearing its end, Hughes suddenly collapsed on the field while running a route. At first, fans and players thought it was just a minor injury, but when medical personnel rushed to his side, it became clear this was something far more serious. Despite their best efforts to save him, Hughes was unresponsive. He was rushed to a nearby hospital, but tragically, he was pronounced dead at just 28 years old. The cause of death was later determined to be a heart attack brought on by a condition that had gone unnoticed despite his good athletic condition. Hughes's death was the first and only time an NFL player died on the field during a game, and it shocked the entire league. In response, the NFL re-evaluated its player health protocols, and the Detroit Lions honored Hughes by retiring his jersey number 85. Did you enjoy this video? Click on any of the cards on your screen right now for similar content. Thank you.